Welcome to 8th Arrow Whispering. Hey everybody, and welcome back to 8th Arrow Whispering. On this afternoon's video, we are going to be going through the divisional round games and talking about those, and then we will be predicting the conference championship games and who we think will win, who we want to win, and who we think will be in the Super Bowl. So, with that being said, let's get started. We have a good amount of games to cover, and when I say good, I mean actually like good games that were fun to watch. So let's get into it. Let me get it pulled up here. Alright, there we go. We are recording. Nice. Alright, so with our divisional round games, we had the Ravens versus the Bills, the Texans versus the Chiefs, the Commanders versus the Lions, and the Rams versus the Eagles. We will start over here with the Ravens versus the Bills. I think last week we started from right to left. So this week we'll start left to right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I started from right to left. It doesn't matter. Let's get started. So for this game, I had picked the Ravens to win. I wanted the Bills to win, but I picked the Ravens, and I was wrong. The Bills ended up winning this game at the last minute, thanks to a 2-point conversion drop by Mark Andrews. And this game was, as promoted, it was a very good game, very close. Even though the Bills won, I do think the Ravens were the better team. They had 3 turnovers. There was the interception by Lamar Jackson threw. There was the Lamar Jackson fumble, and then the Mark Andrews fumble. And even with 3 turnovers, they still only lost by 2 points. So I still think the Ravens were the better overall team. But like the more talented team, it's just the Bills capitalized for the most part on their opportunities. The Bills should have won by a lot more with those 3 turnovers. But the Ravens kept it close, kept it in there. I was happy with the Bills win, but I still think the Ravens were the better team. But they did. The Bills shut down Derrick Henry, which was huge. And the Ravens not having Zay Flowers, I think, ended up being a lot more costly. The Bills move on. Ravens go home. And that's that. It was a good season by the Ravens, but now the story still continues around Lamar Jackson that he can't get it done in the postseason. And unfortunately, that's just going to continue, just like it's going to continue next week to be the conversation if the Bills can't get it done against the Chiefs, that Josh Allen can't get past Mahomes. So, anyway, with that being said, spoiler alert, Chiefs beat the Texans. Now, I had picked the Chiefs to win. I wanted the Texans to win, but I didn't think they would. I kind of knew the Chiefs would win. I think everyone was expecting that. And unfortunately, it was another... there's been a lot of chatter this week about the officiating in that game, and I even said last week that Clay Martin was the referee, and the Chiefs are undefeated when he's the ref, and that continues. I thought there were a couple of pretty bad calls that helped the Chiefs in crucial moments. Now I also recognize my bias against the Chiefs because I really just don't like them. I'm tired of them winning. I want someone else to win because I enjoy, seeing a variety of things. If the Panthers were winning as much as the Chiefs, I would be saying differently. I would love it, but it's not my team, and I'm tired of it. And I just don't like the way the Chiefs carry themselves. I think I think they're just arrogant and annoying. But I recognize my bias in the calls. I'm sure, like, other games I see bad calls and I don't get as up in arms about them as I do about the Chiefs. So, were the calls bad? I think so. Were there bad calls in other games? Yeah. I just wish it didn't happen as much. It always seems like with the Chiefs, it always happens in those crucial moments. They get them out of the bind they're in at the time. And I do think there is some favoritism shown to Patrick Mahomes. Like for instance, in the Bills-Ravens game, there was what I thought a late hit on Lamar Jackson running out of bounds, and they didn't call it. But if it was Patrick Mahomes, you know they would have called it. And then that call with Patrick Mahomes running out of bounds, but then stopping and coming back in bounds and doing his little sliding BS thing. You know, it's stuff like that it just bugs me because he's getting away with this. And then, you know, they get mad at players when they hit a quarterback, but if the quarterback's gonna be doing that where he's pretending to go out of bounds and then just come right back in and knowing he's gonna get the flag, and the quarterback, like Patrick Mahomes, he knows the rules, he knows by doing that he's gonna get the flag, so he's just doing what's best for his team, I guess. But I just hate that the NFL, like, they need to do something about that to get that to where it's not like if I don't know how to fix it, but I'm getting tired of it, and I'm tired of watching the Chiefs win. I'm just over it. I'm over it. So I said I wasn't going to spend much time on that, but here we are, still on it, so Chiefs win, we're moving on. Alright, so now we'll move on to the Rams versus Eagles. I had picked the Eagles to win this game. I was sort of in between who I wanted to win this game, but I found myself cheering for the Rams. But the Eagles did win. In the snow game, that was wild. If anything, I thought the Bills-Ravens was going to be the snow game, not the Eagles-Rams. But it was a snow game, that was pretty cool. And I do think if it wasn't for the snow, the Rams would have won. But the Eagles pulled it through. And, that's probably the game I have the least amount to say on. The Rams almost came back there at the end. That would have been cool. But the Eagles move on. So now we come to the Lions and Commanders game. I had picked the Lions to win. I wanted the Lions to win, but also I was also not. I thought the Commanders would give them a run for their money. What I didn't expect was the Commanders to beat them the way they did. My gosh. The Commanders, what a surprise they've been. And it's been pretty cool to watch. They are a fun team. And they just keep getting the job done. And Jayden Daniels, like I said last week, he is so poised under pressure. Nothing phases that guy. And he just comes out and gets the job done. And that defense was great against the Lions. They shut them down. I mean, Jared Goff had 4 picks, which, you know, some of that's on Jared Goff. Some of that's just due to the credit to the Commanders. What a fun game to watch. Credit to the Commanders, man. They are a solid team. And I'm hoping this year's not just sort of a fluke where people will figure out Jayden Daniels and next year they'll come out and they'll lose their edge. I don't know, they might have that whole underdog mentality this year, but then next year, you know, going in next year, people are going to be hyping them up. No one expected the Commanders to do what they did this year. But next year, you know, their expectations are going to be a lot higher than they were coming into this season. So that right now they can have that underdog chip on their shoulder type deal, and that could be what's motivating them. Next year, they might lose that. I hope not. I hope they keep this because they're a fun team. I like Jayden Daniels. see if it ends this week or goes into the Super Bowl. Who knows? The way they've been playing. But, yeah. So anyway, we'll let that carry us into our Commanders-Eagles game. So we have the Commanders versus the Eagles, and the Bills versus the Chiefs. So we'll start off with Commanders versus Eagles. This is in Philadelphia. And I am excited to watch this game. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm so busy Sunday, and so I think I will barely get to watch any of this game. I might get to watch a quarter or two, but yeah, this is gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm picking the Eagles to win. I think the Eagles will win, make it to another Super Bowl. But I'm rooting for the Commanders. I want the Commanders to win. But I've been picking the Eagles the whole time. I haven't picked the Commanders once, so maybe by not picking them, they'll win again. But I think the Eagles will find a way to get it done the way they've done all season, and they'll make it back to the Super Bowl. But again, I think this is going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Now we move on to the Bills versus the Chiefs. This is in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. And I should get to watch a little bit more of this game. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I am definitely, if you can't tell already, gonna be cheering for the Bills here, as most of America is, I feel like. However, I do think the Chiefs are gonna win. I just have a bad feeling. I don't think the Bills will get it done. And I think the conversation is going to continue just like it is with Lamar, where Lamar can't get it done in the playoffs. Conversation is going to continue with Josh can't get it done against Patrick. And the Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl. Hopefully by picking against the Bills, I'll be wrong and they'll prove. I really hope they prove me wrong. But I just think, yeah, I don't see Kansas City losing at this point. And it's unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Just complain about it. At least that's what I'm going to do. But, yeah, so those are my picks for the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a KC versus Eagles rematch from 2 years ago. And we'll see. But I'm hoping for I think these will be good games. I think it's going to be close between the Bills and the Chiefs. And the Eagles Commanders. I'm excited about the Eagles Commanders. I would say I'm excited about the Bills and Chiefs, and I am, but also I hate seeing the Chiefs win, and I really think it's gonna happen, but that'll do it. I talked about the Commanders, I didn't really talk about the Lions. My heart goes out to the Lions fans. Man, they have been through it, and I know everyone was picking them, like this was their season. And what a shocker, what a shocking way to go out. And now they've lost both their coordinators, defensive and offensive, and their defensive line coach. And I'm sure they're going to lose more coordinators, like more people are going to go with Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn. And so, we'll see what Dan Campbell does with rehiring people or bringing new people in, but it's going to be tough for them, I think, to, they still have the core there of their team, so I hope they can continue, and I hope they can get their Super Bowl. But I think it's going to be a lot tougher next season without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn there. So, yeah, but anyway, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please like and comment down below. Let me know who you think's gonna win this weekend, who you're cheering for. And if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one.